Thank you very much, and congratulations. What a morning this is. I am honored to have been asked to address you. They gave me 5 minutes. I'm not going to take more than that, but I want to really tell you right off the bat how much I just enjoyed even just being here. I haven't been here since before the pandemic, and I'd never been to a commencement before. I didn't know you all brought a DJ and that that it was going to be like this. Dr. Claudia Schrader, congratulations on what you've done for this campus and for this university. I also want to express greetings to my good friend, your vice president, Cheryl Todman, who's here. She's been behind the scenes making all of this happen. The entire leadership team here has performed miracles during this pandemic, and I thank you for allowing me to be here as we send off not just this class, but the other classes that didn't necessarily get to have a commencement like this over the last couple of years. Outside the tent, I want to say good morning to the parents of the graduates and congratulate them. And yes, and a special shout out to the people nobody ever says hi to, all of the board siblings and the cousins who are here. Who came out. And siblings, you're going to get your chance. But most of all, to the graduates. First and foremost, let me congratulate each and every one of you getting a degree today. To get here, and this is, make no mistake, one of the most significant milestones of your life. Each of you, I know, had to overcome a number of challenges, some of them academic, some of them emotional, some of them financial, some of them involving your personal health. I don't know the particulars. Most people will never know exactly what you went through to get here, but we know that you got here, even though there were times when you thought the challenges might get the best of you. And your degree, of course, is proof that you can make it through many more challenges in the future. My own father went to John Jay College while working full-time as an NYPD officer and raising 5 kids, one of whom was a special needs kid. Like many of you, he was the first in our family to graduate from college, and it took him over 10 years. I'm going to be brief. I know some of you are going to party tonight. I've heard that there may be some alcohol involved. But in all seriousness, however you celebrate tonight, you should know that tomorrow morning you have to figure out what comes next. Some of you, it sounds like, have some pretty interesting plans. I wanted to talk to you, give you some suggestions about how to make the most of this achievement and move on to the next one. You're going to have to figure out your ultimate destination, and it's actually something of a big and scary question. We like to talk about the dreams that you have, and this is like a factory for dreams. It's where they're birthed, it's where they grow, it's where they're nurtured. But it's actually a little bit frightening. As you know, when you go to the airport, the first question they ask you is, where are you going? You can't get to the gate. You can't get on the plane. You can't find out the price of the journey. In fact, they won't even sell you a ticket until you tell somebody where you're going. Nothing happens until you decide on a destination and tell somebody about it. Your career and a lot of your life is going to be the same way. You have to figure out where you want to go, and you cannot be afraid to tell people where you're going. Here's one way to think about identifying that destination and moving towards it. You want to ask yourself the question, what great thing would I attempt to do if I knew I could not fail? What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? If you can answer that to yourself, honestly, then you have figured out where you should be going. Because the next question is, well, how do I get there? I want to urge you, whatever your dream is, to make it bigger. Push it bigger. Push it. Make the destination someplace grand. Make it exciting. Picture yourself doing the greatest thing in the world, whatever that might mean for you, and then make that your destination. It's very easy to say, well, I want to, get to the next step. Yes, that's the next step. Think into the distance. Think about where you want to go. I know a lot of you are going to go to 4-year colleges. That is a great idea. Whether you're in liberal arts or doing business administration or nursing, criminal justice, whatever it may be, you should know that all of the people cheering for you today, your support system, the faculty here, They're going to be here to help you continue onward. In fact, let me suggest, I'll take this opportunity to suggest that you consider journalism as a major if you're going to do a 4-year degree, or even as a profession. I've been teaching at the Craig Newmark School for over 10 years, as you've heard. We've been sending graduates to all of the major newspaper, all of the major networks. We would love to have you. I hope you'll consider it. To all of the parents, your job is to help them get to that next destination. We all get to celebrate today, and I know you're going to brag about your kid to the neighbors and the relatives and the guy at the deli and the ladies at the beauty parlor and the people in line at the dry cleaners. I hope that you're going to bore them all to death bragging about your kid, because you should. But also understand that these graduates will continue to need you. They may be heading to a place that you've never been to. It might not be the place that you would have chosen for them, but help them anyway. Whatever you've done up to now is clearly working, so let's do more of it, or fix whatever you didn't get to do before. These young graduates need you, and of course their success is your success. Their story and where it takes them is an extension of yours. And let me give you one last piece of advice before I sit down, which is, don't waste time with people who aren't going where you want to go. I mean, if you're at the airport, it kind of makes sense, right? If you're at the airport and your plane's about to take off, that is not the time to go over to the next terminal and start chit-chatting with somebody while your plane takes off and leaves you behind. You can fritter away every weekend and half of your weeknights, frankly, if you're hanging out with the wrong people. And here's one way to tell whether or not this is somebody you maybe need to cut back on the time with. If you can't talk with them honestly about your journey and your destination, talk honestly with them about it and where you want to go and why, then maybe that's not the person you need to spend all that much time with. And I know, how life works. You don't cut people off. But remember, you've got that plane to catch. You don't want it to leave without you. Time is of the essence. And we want to make sure you get off to a good flight. Let me conclude by saying I hope that you will always remember how this feels today, right now. I hope all of your best dreams come true. I hope your burdens are light. I hope your journeys are joyous and wonderful. And please, let this be one of many, many more times that your name is called in honor and appreciation. Best of luck.